Now I know I wanted to go in sequence earlier, but because we're already discussing the defensive line, I kind of want to jump
Yeah.
towards another edge rusher that we took out of HBCU with Jackson State. Deion Sanders' first NFL draftee, if I may say, but
Yeah.
James Houston, a former Florida recruit as well. For the people who want to downplay the fact that he played at Jackson State, what's your take on him?
So he's a super interesting player. He's short and thick. I want to say he's a shade over 6 foot and
Yep.
240 plus pounds. A Florida transfer to Jackson State. Now, when you watch him, we have to tone all this with level of competition type stuff.
Yes.
Sometimes the level of competition is not all that relevant to things. If a player's fast, he's fast. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, the quarterbacks who throw the ball accurately. It doesn't matter if it's like this is the Trey Lance conversation. It didn't matter that Trey Lance played at North Dakota State and threw dudes open when people would knock it because it's lower level of competition. It doesn't matter. He's still throwing everybody open. He's super accurate kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But in this regard, there is a level of competition that we need to consider when we talk about how it translates going forward for him at the NFL level. It's not going to be as easy for him as it was at Jackson State. And I mean, like, his game is super fun to watch because it is
ridiculous watching the Jackson State highlights.
Yes. Yeah, it is ridiculous. And it's a lot of fun to watch. Just to watch him get after the quarterback and the closing speed and how explosive he is without testing super explosive. So it's not like he ran 4.45 and at 245 pounds. I think he ran 4.7. But it doesn't really mean much in the equation of what.
For him to have this highlight package, where he's in only 35 appearances, as not a starter, by the way, at Florida, it's kind of I feel like should give you an idea of like how good.
It's impressive. He's a playmaker, and like Scott said, it's going to take some time for him to adapt to the level of play that he's going to see in the NFL. But he's not going to be a guy that they're asked to play every down. He's not going to be a guy they need to go out there and give him 100 snaps. He's going to be a situation guy. He's going to be the guy you bring in there. You got another edge in there. You got another speed. You bring him in the fourth quarter. He's got fresh legs, and he goes at him. And his one mission is to go back there and rip the quarterback's head off. And that's what you need. You need guys like that will fill in and that will bring that electricity to your defensive line when you've got these tackles that have been playing the whole game. They're tired. They've been getting beaten up by Pascal and Hutchinson and Okwara the whole game, and then you bring in Houston, and like I said, he's got fresh legs in the fourth quarter, and he punches them in the mouth, and they're not expecting that. They're not ready for this guy to bring that energy off of the bench. And that, like I said, he's not going to be, unless he proves me wrong and he blows everybody out of the water and he's a day one starter and he's playing every snap. Nobody would like that more than me. But with what we have on the defensive line, I don't see him being that starter, that every snap guy. I see him being a positional, deep threat to get in the backfield, meaning a quarterback attacker, a quarterback assassin.
I think it was a depth move with just potential to be special, possibly. Yeah. And again, he's a third down guy. You let him. I mean, that's exactly what Deion did. This guy kind of was an outside linebacker of Florida, from what I understand, and then he went to Jackson State, and Deion's just like, yo, we just need you to get the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, you're just the dog. You're a dog kind of athlete. And I think we got Scott back as well.
Yeah. So, do you guys want to just hit the start over from the top with him?
If you want. We got you. It's all recorded, so it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I was at a point where I was just going to talk about his, the functional makeup of his body. So he's just over 6 foot. And I don't know if you have his arm length on hand, but I mean, we're talking about a 240-pound dude with, I think he's got 34-plus-inch arms, which is really, it's an interesting body type. When you look at a guy who's shorter, but really long arms, very heavy hands, and a very twitched up guy. So, his first step is good. It's really good. But, being able to use his hands the way he uses them and to jolt, and this is where the level of competition stuff comes in. You can see him jolting guards and tackles and just running through them. on top of being able to run around them, right? So there's a lot of that. And I think that the reason that you take him is a nod to the idea of take pass rushers who are really athletic. And generally speaking, if you look around the league at the really good pass rushers, they're all really athletic. And with him, you see the traits. You can see the length, you can see heavy hands, and you can see his ability to move, right? So those are the things. And the knocks are kind of like level of competition type stuff. And to me, you guys nailed it. He is a pass rush only type of player who he could grow into more, but right now, I think he could be a pretty lethal player that you bring off the edge, which is kind of what I think of Julian Okwara too.
Yeah.
So, you brought in Hutchinson and Pascal, who are going to be more traditional types, who are going to be on the field more, and then here's this guy who's just going to come in. And, obviously he's got a long way to go.
I'm just here to fuck shit up, sir.
Yes. And the makeup of his body and his game is all about, just getting to the quarterback. So,
yeah,
I want to say
6 feet, 244, 34.25-inch arms, explosive first step, and violent hands.
Yes. So that's the reason you draft him, because there are only so many people in the world who are, who have that kind of a body makeup. And we're talking round 6. So if James Houston makes this team and is a situational pass rusher who gives you a couple of big plays a year, that's a big deal.
For sure.
It's a big deal. And it's a gamble on the traits, and that's what he is.
1,000%. And yeah, I think we summed it up there. He's a depth piece with high upside or potential. I want to say high upside, but jumping into the secondary a bit.
Give me some ganja. 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 Give me some